Welcome to this explainer on the future of personalized medicine. Today, we're diving into a genuinely massive shift in science, looking closely at how artificial intelligence is completely reshaping our fundamental understanding of human biology. For centuries, medicine succeeded by grouping us into broad categories. But human biology is infinitely more complex than a simple label.
This right here is the monumental transition we're exploring today. We're moving away from treating broad population averages and pushing toward understanding the highly unique, totally dynamic biological state of a single individual. The real challenge of future medicine isn't just figuring out what works on average. It's about deeply understanding why a treatment works differently for you than it does for literally anyone else.
So to set the stage, let's look at the era of averages, the incredible success, and the ultimate limits of standardized medicine.
To understand exactly where we're going, we really have to respect how modern medicine achieved its extraordinary success in the first place. Historically, biological data was scarce, so standardization was essentially the ultimate hack. It made medicine scalable. You'd identify a stable disease category, test a drug on a massive group of people, and if the average outcome was acceptable, boom, you had a standard treatment that could save millions of lives.
But that incredible success comes with a built-in limitation. When you compress highly complex individual biological states into one generic disease label, you're going to get mixed results. A mass-market drug might be a total lifesaver for a fraction of the population, while leaving others with only partial results, or worse, proving entirely ineffective or even harmful. A broad disease class is simply too coarse of a measurement.
Which brings us to the dynamic system, zooming right down into the individual.
The source material introduces a truly fascinating framework called the energetic paradigm, and this fundamentally redefines how we view the body. You are not a machine with broken parts that just need swapping out. Instead, think of your body more like a bustling city economy. To survive, you are constantly allocating metabolic resources, immune activity, and repair capacity across a massive network of competing real-time demands.
So, your biological state at this exact second is a continuous interaction of all these incredibly complex networks. We're talking about your immune state, your available biological energy, and crucially, your history of prior interventions. You're a living, longitudinal system with a history, not just a static strand of DNA. Your genes are continuously interacting with your cells, your environment, and your past.
Under the old traditional framework, disease is a broken gear, and cancer is simply uncontrolled growth. But under this new paradigm, disease is a network-level failure. It's an instability in the system. Cancer, for example, is viewed as a total reorganization of how your cells signal and use energy. The system hasn't just broken apart, it's actively trapped itself in a self-reinforcing pathological state.
And this totally flips the meaning of treatment on its head. It's no longer just delivering a chemical object to attack an invader. Instead, treatment becomes a carefully controlled intervention, one that's intended to guide your unique biological system away from that pathological state and gently back toward a viable, balanced one.
Now let's transition to reconstructing the biological state and the true role of AI in all of this.
We really need to strip away the sci-fi tropes here for a second. AI is not some autonomous robot doctor that's going to instantly diagnose you and prescribe medications without any human oversight. Its true reality, and its greatest immediate contribution, is acting as a ridiculously powerful tool to reconstruct a hidden biological state from fragmented, noisy medical data. It integrates your genomic sequences, clinical notes, and physiological signals to form a coherent picture of what is actually happening inside you right now.
There's a quote from the source material that I absolutely love, and it captures a concept called uncertainty relocation. AI doesn't just magically hand us all the final answers. For instance, when an AI model predicts a complex protein structure, it doesn't eliminate the need for real-world lab testing. It just shifts our focus. We stop asking, what does this target look like? And we start asking a much more important question. Will intervening here work safely in a living human cell?
This highlights the critical difference between simple precision medicine and true energetic resource allocation. Precision targeting tells you where to act, but an AI-assisted approach helps decide whether to act, how strongly to act, and in what sequence. It balances the expected benefit against the toxic burden on your body, the inherent uncertainty, and this is key, the loss of future optionality. Sometimes a softer intervention that preserves your future treatment options is vastly superior to an aggressive one that causes irreversible biological lock-in.
So, generating these ideas leads us to the closed intervention loop and navigating this new medical landscape.
You see, generating a potential therapy with AI is literally only the first step. The intelligence of the future medical system isn't found in a single AI model. It's in the integrity of this entire loop. You must observe and model the state, propose candidates, verify them against strict biological constraints in a lab, authorize the action, intervene, monitor the patient, and then revise the model based on the real-world results. A super powerful AI placed inside a weak institutional loop doesn't give you reliable medicine. It just gives you faster uncertainty.
If you take away just one single thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. AI can generate thousands of plausible targets or treatment sequences in a matter of hours. But testing them biologically? That remains slow and expensive. If the rate of generating candidates vastly outpaces our ability to verify them in the real world, the entire system becomes dangerously unstable. We end up accumulating untested possibilities way faster than actual knowledge. Verification is the true bottleneck of the future.
Because interventions are becoming uniquely tailored, the rules of the game have to evolve. Traditional regulators evaluate static, mass-market products, but moving forward, they'll have to govern an entire interconnected process. They're going to have to oversee the validity of AI models, embedded safety constraints, monitoring protocols, and the mechanisms for stopping or revising an intervention if a patient's reality starts diverging from what the AI predicted. Let's pull this all together and look at adaptive treatment systems, which really are the future of medicine.
We're watching a monumental shift in the industry itself. The old business model was all about manufacturing and selling static drug molecules. The new model? Operating adaptive treatment systems. It's a complete shift from selling a generic chemical product to providing a continuous, customized process that updates as your biology changes. This has the potential to democratize access to tailored therapies for rare and highly individual conditions.
And hey, if you're worried about algorithms replacing your doctor, absolutely do not be. AI will not replace human physicians. Instead, their role evolves in a really beautiful way. The physician becomes the essential steward of this incredibly complex intervention system. They have to interpret the AI's output within the context of your actual life, your values, and your personal tolerance. They allocate attention to the uncertainties that matter most, and they bear the profound responsibility of human judgment.
This core definition from the energetic paradigm perfectly captures the essence of this massive transition. It places you, the patient, firmly at the center of the equation. It demands that any intervention is strictly verified and tailored to your unique constraints, constantly balancing the unbelievable promise of computational biology with the absolute necessity of human responsibility.
As we look toward a future where biology and computation are so deeply intertwined, we're left with this profound question. The true potential of intelligent medicine isn't just crunching massive amounts of data to find a new drug. It's about fundamentally understanding the beautiful, intricate dance of how living systems maintain their balance, how they endure stress, and ultimately, how they heal. The landscape of science is changing right before our eyes, shifting to the dynamic processes of life itself. It's a fascinating future, and one we will definitely continue to watch closely.